So I never ever went back there for dinner or lunch. I never went back. I never patronized them again. And all the other chefs loved them, and people would go there and say, I'm sorry. Hello, everybody. Chef Marcus Guiliano here, your chef on a mission. It's our old pots and pans hanging up back there. They look new, but they were totally corroded and black on the bottom. I took some stainless steel color paint, and I put them on there, and they look great. Somebody's like, put hubcaps on your fence. So that's what that is back there. But today's video, I want to talk about beating up the customer, just like beating them up. So I recently, and this is a constant topic that I talk about with other restaurateurs, especially in my mastermind group. Everyone in my mastermind group, there's a saying that we say, just give them the pickle, just give the customers the pickle. Bob Farrell, the famous restaurateur from, I think it was the Pacific Northwest, somewhere out west, he had many, many restaurants. And one day he decided to start charging for this pickle. And a regular customer went in there that had always gone in there and ordered an extra pickle. And he got charged a nickel for a pickle. And it was only a nickel, right? So, but that customer wrote Mr. Farrell a letter and said, you know what? I will never ever come back to your restaurant as long as you're gonna charge me for a pickle. So here's a restaurant that Jamie and I just went to. We were out with some people, and you know, my wife likes spicy things, so she always tries to get like a hot sauce. They had some Chipotle aioli, quote unquote aioli, and so she can easily. So the table got two of these, and she loves them. So you know, once she got one, someone else was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take one." And the bill came. And they charged us $1 for a little 2-ounce of Chipotle aioli. Now, $1. Now, if you're buying, now this is the type of restaurant that's buying from Cisco. I saw the house recipe ketchup and mustard and all that kind of crap on the table. They're probably buying inexpensive mayonnaise for like $55 for 4 gallons, probably even less. Who knows? And so that's 4 gallons, 128 ounces in each gallon. That's probably a mayo instead of an aioli, right? Is what I'm assuming, that they're not making something. And they're probably throwing some Chipotle. They're buying a Chipotle sauce. If they're buying a Chipotle sauce, they're paying way, way too much money, because you can just take some powdered Chipotle, a little lime juice, lime zest, some salt, and Chipotle powder, and put that right into mayo. So, you know, $55 for 4 gallons, 128 ounces per gallon. That's a lot, right? So, little 2-ounce thing, $1. Are you doing that to your customers? Are you nickeling and diming them to death? Granted, this restaurant wasn't near us, but if this restaurant was near us, I would never go back there again over $2. There was a great restaurant in Colorado Springs when I lived out there, a little crepe place, La Crêperie. A little cute French place. A lot of the chefs loved it there. The industry loved it. And I ordered extra bread. This is like 1990, folks. This is 1991, 93, 94, something like that. I ordered an extra bread. I said, can I get more bread? It's a French place, so they have good bread. Or suppose they have good bread. And they charged me. I forgot what it was. It might have been $1 back then. It might have been 50 cents. It was something. But they charged me for the bread. So I never, ever went back there for dinner or lunch. I never went back. I never patronized them again. And all the other chefs loved them, and people would go there and say, I'm sorry. That lousy buck, they ruined a repeat customer. So are you that kind of restaurateur that is nickel and diming? So here's my suggestion, if you are, because here's what I do. If they want extra sauce, if they want extra pickles, if they want extra bread, if they want an extra bun, if they want extra potatoes, if they want extra vegetables, unless they're ordering a whole nother order of vegetables. If they want extra vegetables, I give them extra vegetables. If they want extra mayo, I give them extra mayo. If they want extra sauce, I give them extra sauce. I make my prices as if everybody's getting it. And it's just automatically included. That's the price. This is the price. That's simple as that. Our burgers are all the same. It's all the same price. Doesn't matter if you order a cheeseburger with bacon, a cheeseburger with bacon and apples. It's all the same. And I suggest if you're a restaurateur that you do the same, unless you're in an area where, quote unquote, people are drinking your Chipotle and mayo. Then you might have an issue if they're actually drinking it like that. So, but people don't typically do that. They're consuming small amounts that aren't affecting your food costs, that aren't affecting, a little bit does affect your food costs, but the bottom line is charging affects your business. So adequately bill it. Why do you think there's so many successful marketing campaigns out there for free this, free that, or free shipping, right? Gary Vaynerchuk said his best promotions in wine were not a discount, shipping wine, but it was a free shipping that people loved. And of course, it wasn't really free shipping. It's built into the price of the wine. The wine, he's made enough of a margin in there, enough of padding, enough cushion to be able to say, okay, shipping's free. Order a case of wine, shipping's free. Shipping's on me. That was the biggest promotion he's ever done. He said way back when he was still in Wine Library in his father's store, his store. So make it easy for the customer. Their perception is definitely affecting repeat visits. Like I said, I won't go to this place again. I hope I can find the Bob Farrell video on Facebook, on YouTube, because I'm actually going to send them the Bob Farrell video anonymously. I'm not the type of person to go on and give them a bad rating and this and that. But I think they should be have some awareness about how they're handling that. So, I mean, charge me an extra buck, charge everybody an extra buck across the board, and you've got 50 cents. Like I said, this Chipotle mayo is cheap. I wonder what else they charge extra for on the side. I would have asked if I wasn't with other people. If I was by myself, I would have said, it's $1 extra for the Chipotle. What else do you charge? So what happened was, now here's the biggest turnoff. Well, one of the biggest turnoffs. They couldn't bring me, I kept asking, other people instead of our server, because she wasn't around, for the Chipotle mayo. My wife wanted Chipotle mayo, so we kept asking and asking and asking, and it literally took like 10 minutes to come out. That's because the kitchen, to give it out, needed a ticket for it, which is common practice. If you just can't go in and say, hey, I'm going to give me a burger without a ticket for it. It's got to be rung into the computer. But for something so simple like Chipotle mayo to consumers, why is it taking 10 minutes to come out? But I knew it because as soon as it was on the bill, I was like, oh, the other staff needed a ticket. They weren't the server. They had to then go to the server. The server had to put it into the computer, send the ticket to the kitchen, and then the kitchen had to plate it up and then send it out to the guest, which was me. And I was like, wow, 15 minutes late, 10 minutes late, and a buck on top of it. And of course, we got billed for $2. So that's my wisdom and advice for you restaurateurs about nickeling and diming your guests.